Hello guys and welcome to another video. Now Nvidia on Linux is at the best it has ever been, at least in my opinion. And a couple of months ago Nvidia released a native app for GeForce Now, their cloud gaming solution. But that app has always been exclusively to the Steam Deck, Windows and macOS and Chromebooks in beta. Now you could technically install it on other distros, but the experience was not very good. If you had two monitors, you would constantly tab out of the app when you move the mouse, and the app itself also felt weird, some login issues when you first installed it, stuff like that. So if you wanted to use GeForce Now on Linux, you had to use the browser to get things up and running. Now, why am I even talking about that? Well, you all know about the anti-cheat problem on Linux, that you can't play games like Apex, Valorant and Battlefield 6 or pretty much any Battlefield, and Call of Duty of course, but who cares about Call of Duty, right? Like that only a couple of big multiplayer games are supported on Linux like Arc Raiders. So GeForce Now is pretty much the only option if you want to play those games, because dual booting is not really that great. Like it can brick your grub bootloader so you can't boot into Linux anymore, and it can completely send your external HDDs into sleep, so your Linux distro basically don't know what to do with it, it can't read it, and to get them out of it is basically almost impossible. So GeForce Now is really the only good option if you want to play games like Battlefield and all those other games. And Nvidia is also working on it so that you can install your library on GeForce Now, so that you can play even games that are not officially in GeForce Now's library. So now let's talk about why the native Linux GeForce Now app is such a big deal, at least or why I think it is such a big deal. First of all, it shows that a big company like Nvidia is taking Linux as an operating system a lot more serious and sees the market of that, and that could also be the starting signal for other cloud gaming companies to follow suit, like Xbox bringing the Game Pass to Linux. And it could be a sign that Nvidia is slowly but surely trying to get on the Linux market. So who knows, if Linux keeps growing like it did in 2025, maybe we will see other companies, or companies in general like AMD, Intel and Nvidia, port their softwares to Linux, like AMD Adrenalin and Intel's Control Center, or even the Nvidia app, if Nvidia is serious about making ground on Linux. And if that would be what is happening, that is a big deal, because then you can use the full feature set of your GPUs, especially with Nvidia's DLSS and the new DLSS 4.5, which I will also cover in a video, but not today. I will also cover the GeForce Now app as soon as it actually comes out on Linux, because right now the Nvidia homepage where you can download GeForce Now still just shows the option to download it for Steam Deck and not for other Linux distros. But as soon as that comes out, I will make a video about it and show you guys how good the app experience in general is and feels. So definitely subscribe if you don't want to miss that video. But what is your opinion about GeForce Now coming to Linux? And are you going to try it out? Let me know in the comments down below. And that's gonna be it for today's video. Goodbye guys.